All right, the first of the 4 limited time series for the current version, the new one, 7.1.5, I believe. We're going to be starting with Acura NSX GT3. The car is worth 750 gold. So by completing the series, you get a 750 gold car plus 100 gold. So what you're getting in, I guess what you're getting is worth 850 gold, if you want to think about it that way. But of course, that's not for free, because these limited time series have a requirement, right? PR requirement. And according to Fire Monkey's website, that requirement for actually all 4 limited time series for all the cars, all the new ones, right? The Acura NSX, Beamer, the M6 GT3, Ferrari 488 GT3, and the Lamborghini Huracán GT3. They're all going to require same PR of 79.5. But we're here to talk about Acura. So let's dive in and find out what this is all about. So Acura NSX GT3 Championship, of course, Honda/Acura is going to be the new manufacturer to be included in Real Racing 3. Finally, after some 6 years, we got Honda/Acura in the game. Took them long enough, right? But anyway, earn a 2018 Acura NSX GT3 by 100% completing this special limited time series. Designed from concept to construction to dominate the track without sacrificing any of its style. So, nice little marketing line there. But I better like the finish on this car. The official livery is pretty cool. All right, so here's the reward breakdown. 100 gold in total, and as you can see in this one, 75% completion actually gets you more than 50% there. But that feels like I'm getting shafted here. Like the final tier, like final 25% completion to the 100%. I feel like their gold reward should be 60 gold, not 40. But then again, what do I know, right? I'm just going on the past numbers experience. The 75% completion rewards tend to be like equal the final 25%, in gold rewards. And of course, you win the car too. But maybe I am mistaken. I don't know. I'll have to go back to review some of my previous limited time series videos to see if my memory is just that bad. But anyway, it's gonna be another 15 tier event, so 45 gold trophies you're gonna need. So for this video, we'll use gold to get the series done right away, so we can confirm the PR requirement, and kind of take a quick look at what the series is going to be like and what kind of upgrades we're going to have to put on, how much it's going to cost, and all that usual limited time series intros that I do for these limited time series. So, all right, here it is, the final tier, tier 15, the cup race is at Catalunya GP. It's going to be a 3-lapper. All right. And let's see. The PR requirement is 79.5. So that is almost exactly like slightly under 15 PR points. And that is pretty much in line with how these limited time series have run for new cars. Meaning they're like each tier upgrades give you about 5-point PR boost. So if I'm anticipating, if you get 3 upgrades across the board, you will probably be right on the PR requirement. In this case, 79.5. By the way, according to their website, all 4 cars have the same exact PR requirement. As I was saying, all the cars cost the same. So and the PR, by the way, range is identical as well. They all start with a base PR of 65.2 and they all go up to 84.2. And of course, in my previous video, the update rundown video, I did make a quick comparison of the 4 cars, like which car has the edge on certain elements while other cars have a better edge on certain other elements of the racing. Like, you know, there's a gripper, there's a sprinter, there's the balance, right? So if you want to find out more, I'll put the link down in the description box below to take you to my other video where I made those comparisons. Yeah, do check it out if you haven't done so yet. But for this video, we'll talk about Acura. All right, so jump in with the upgrades here. So 12-hour R&D for first tier upgrade. So it's gonna be and 130,700 racing dollars. I know, it's racing dollars. So for any experienced players, we all have racing dollars to burn, right? But for anybody who is fairly new to the game, this can get a little steep, right? So, you know, start farming. But anyway, I'll use gold for now because I don't want to have to sit here for 12 hours while, you know, doing this video. So I'll just use gold to unlock that second tier upgrades for every single one. And we'll see where we end up with the PR as well. So that's a drivetrain. Moving on to body. And then suspension's the next category. And of course, once I am ready to actually run, I will restore and use racing dollars to upgrade these. This is just for YouTube only, let's just say. All right, so we're nearing the end of first tier upgrades here, and it does bring our PR up to 69.9 exact. So that is about, well, slightly under 5 PR points, but pretty darn close to it, right? So, all right, so that is on target. So let's see, and if I remember correctly, all the second tier upgrades were gold. So starting with the engine, we got 75 for engine, which unlocks that next tier cash upgrade. We'll come back to that once we're done with the second tier upgrades. So let's go on to drivetrain, which is another 70. So that brings the total so far up to 145 gold. And then the body is going to be 55. So now that brings the total up to 200 even. And then suspension is going to be another 65. So of course 265 now. And exhaust is 60. So we're at 265, right? So that brings the total up to 325. And then moving on to brakes, 48 gold. So that brings the total up to 373. And then finally, tires and wheels is going to be another 55. So, and all the third tier upgrades are racing dollars. So, and the PR with the second tier upgrades is now up to 74.7. So that is about, once again, about 5 points, slightly less, but you know, we weren't exactly required to go a full 15 PR points from where we started. So I would say we're on target. But more importantly, the total gold cost here is 428 gold total. And that is going to be for each car, I'm expecting. But before I come to that conclusion, let's make sure that third tier cash upgrades get us to the PR requirement of 79.5. So, all right, we're starting at 74.7 with us 2 tiers of upgrades done across the board. So once again, now these are 1 day R&D time, wait time, so that's long duration, but thankfully we have 10 days, right, to run through this series to win this car. So if you get the upgrades going early on, shouldn't be too bad. So I'll use gold for now to get these third tier upgrades done right away and see if we hit the mark here. The way it's looking looks promising, I would say. And the exhaust, typically exhaust and suspension gold upgrade cost has been identical for a while. Now this one actually was slightly different. Exhaust was slightly cheaper, so that's always welcome. Alright, so brakes bring the PR up to 78.8. And do we have what it takes on the tires and wheels? 0.7? Yes, we do. Right on. So, there you have it. 3 upgrades across the board to get the PR up to 79.5, the required number. And it will cost you 428 gold. And that is per car. And we have 4 of these. So, yeah, that we're talking like good 1700 gold plus that this update is going to eat up. And of course, this is like shorter update than what we were used to. So they're definitely having us pay for these cars. Now, remember, the car is worth 750 gold. And the reward that we get for completing the limited time series is another 100 gold. So you can think of it as we're actually getting 850 gold worth of game playing out by paying 428 gold. Does that make sense? I know, 408 gold. I don't know. I mean, no matter how you slice it, that is a lot of gold. It's like a down payment, right? So, but anyway, you don't. These cars, by the way, the Motorsport section cars, you're not required to have any of them because it does not affect your career progress because they're not in your career, right? But of course, it's kind of fun, right? The new cars, always exciting. And I mean, we got a new manufacturer for crying out loud, right? The Acura. So, yeah, but as I said, since you cannot really test these cars out at the same time, because Exhibition Series only allows you to take the loaned car, at least as I was going over in the previous video with the update video, only Acura is currently available, so you cannot like try out all 4 cars and see if you have a preference over on one over the others. If you want to like make up your mind early on and say like that's the car that I want, right? So yeah, they're certainly making it not easy to make decisions, right? But it is what it is, and I'm trying to help, the best I can. So as I said, I'll put the description in the description box, the link to what I think about these 4 cars' strength and their weaknesses are. But in the meantime, before now in this video, let's review this series itself, right? So tier 1, starting with endurance at Suzuka, speed record at Hong Kong, and the cup is at Dubai Grand Prix, single lapper. All right, so tier 1 of course does not have any PR requirement, and tier 2, well, yeah, once you get to tier 2, you're gonna have to have some upgrades on because that cup at Hockenheim is gonna require a PR requirement there. But we got Autocross at Spa, which is not too bad. Generally, Hunter at Nürburgring. All right, yeah. So if you play your cards right, this shouldn't be too bad. Train your bots, and PR 73.2. Is this right? Okay, so you need in order to get to tier 2, get through tier 2, you need to spend gold, right? Because then we start at like 65, and the first tier cash upgrades bring your PR up to like 69.9. So that's definitely not enough to get you past tier 2. Whoa, that is a steep one. Boy, they're not even letting you. I guess you can always go back to the exhibition series since there is no PR requirement and you don't have to upgrade your car. You can still take it out on 6 tiers of races there. So so that's something. Maybe that's their justification. But anyway, that is a shocker, at least for me. Anyway, tier 3. We got Elimination at the Brickyard Road Course, and Speed Snap at Silverstone, Bridge Grand Prix, and then Cup at Mount Panorama, and the PR requirement is 73.9. So after that first PR requirement in tier 2, it kind of does calm down a little bit. All right. And then tier 4, of course, is where you get 25% completion. We got head-to-head at Red Bull Ring National Circuit, endurance at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, and the Cup is at Mazda Raceway, 2-lapper with the PR requirement of 74.5. So that is almost having to complete the second tier of gold upgrades. Right? So that, yikes. I mean, I'm just thinking like you're not going to get very far early on without watching a ton of ads if you want to get through this limited time series quick, because these PR requirements early on is just going to be a roadblock. Yikes. All right, I guess I'll be spending time in the exhibition series for a while then. All right, fair enough. All right, so tier 5, we got Autocross at Catalunya Club, and Hunter at New York, and Cup is going to be a Suzuka Grand Prix, 2 laps, with a PR requirement of 75. So this kind of, answers, I mean, not that anybody actually ever tried, I mean, I always say these limited time series, you cannot get any gold out without putting more gold in, right? And they're definitely making their point here. It's just unfortunate they put such a steep PR requirement so early on, which means you cannot even make some progress early on, which is annoyance for me. Anyway, moving on, tier 6, we got Elimination and Brands Hatch, Speed Record at Melbourne, and Porsche Test Track Cup race at the short road circuit, 4 laps with a PR requirement of 75.5. So yeah, once they start requiring PR requirements, increment isn't as large. It's like less than 1 point per tier, but we're starting pretty high. So all right, so tier 7, we got Speed Snap at Daytona Motorcycle Course, head-to-head at Le Mans, single lapper, thank goodness. I mean, I enjoyed Le Mans race. It's just that when you're, trying to get through a limited time series to win a car, you don't want to have to run more than necessary, right? Anyway, the Cup is at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix Circuit, 2 laps. And the PR requirement is 75.9, which is definitely beyond all the gold upgrades you were going to need. So yes, you get some extra gold in return, but to get here, you have to spend quite a bit more. In fact, you probably have spent, what was it, 428 gold, right? By now, you probably spent all of it. And tier 8, yes, you get some of it back, but what were you getting, like 30 of it back now at this point, right? Yikes. Anyway, tier 8, we got Hunter at Silverstone, drag race at Suzuka East, and the Cup is at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, 3 laps? Oh, 2 laps, okay. And the PR requirement is all moot point at this, at this point, 76.4. All right, moving on. Tier 9, we got Autocross at Porsche Test Track Dynamic Circuit, Eliminations at Hockenheim Short, and the Cup is at Monza Road Course with a double lapper, PR requirement of what, 76.9 or 76.8. Okay, so you can start to kind of anticipate, right? Because they do rely on some sort of a pattern here. Logic would dictate, right? Anyway, tier 10, we got speed record at Daytona Road Course. It's always tricky when your car is in critical condition, right? Speed snap at Indianapolis Road Course, and the Cup at Nürburgring Grand Prix. Still 2 laps, all right. And the PR requirement of 77.2. All right. And then tier 11, this is, of course, what you need to complete in order to claim 75% completion. But as I said earlier, it's kind of moot point at this. If you're getting past tier 2, you're going all the way, right? In previous, you can get to, 2 races out of tier 4 before you make any commitment, right? But this one, you got to make your commitment 5 races in. So tier 1 and 2 races in tier 2, right? So anyway, tier 11, we got head-to-head at Mazda Raceway single lap. All right, so that's pretty quick. Endurance at Dubai Oval Circuit, and the Cup is going to be at Le Mans single lap. Thank goodness, with a PR requirement of 77.7. Did I hit a jackpot? No, not so much. But maybe they did. All right. Tier 12, we got drag race at Circuit of the Americas. Autocross is going to be at Mount Panorama, and that's a hill climb in true form, right? And the Cup is going to be at Spa, 2 laps. These Cup races don't seem like they're going to be terribly long. With a PR requirement of 78.1. And tier 13, we got Elimination at Porsche Test Track, long road circuit. Hunter at Hockenheim National, and Cup is going to be at Silverstone GP, 2 laps with a PR requirement of 78.5. All right, we got 2 more tiers to go here. Tier 14, speed records at Monza Road Course, so that's a full lap. Speed snap is going to be at Red Bull Ring National Circuit, and the Cup is at Daytona, which means it's going to be most likely rolling start, 3 laps with a PR requirement of 79.0 even. All right, and road course. All right, so a little bit longer than motorcycle course, I think. All right, and then finally, we've gone over the tier 15 already, but here we are again. So I'll just run through it real quick one more time. Autocross is going to be at Dubai International Circuit. Endurance at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, and the Cup is Catalunya GP, 3 laps, and yes, 79.5 for the PR requirements. So there you have it. So there's the quick series rundown. So it's gonna be expensive, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So if you find this, once again, the information presented in this video useful, then please do subscribe. There are more videos coming, of course. And if you find it useful, do click that like button. Helps me out. But in the meantime, good luck, and we'll see you on the track. All right, take care, guys.